Hello Stampers! Happy Wednesday. This is Barb Reed, the Wexford Stamper, bringing you another fun project this evening. Hope everyone is staying warm. Hello Anne and Renee. Great to see you girls. Hope everything is going well for you. Doing a couple of extra little doodads here on the computer. Right, let's see. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and get started. The others will jump on as time permits, and always remember this will be on my blog as well as my YouTube channel. So no worries, you can definitely see this over and over again. These are the paper clutch boxes we are going to be making this evening. Super fun. This is kind of a fun little reboot. I made these probably 2 years ago for a Christmas project. Yep, Christmas. And so I thought I'd just kind of recycle and show you how easy and fun they are to make. For this one kind of looks a little bit like it could be for Valentine's Day, which is what we're going for, or using some other paper from the same suite. This could be for Mother's Day or for a birthday, anything like that. But they do have a lot of space inside, and I love these because not only do they open, but then they have the flap to open again. And you get your goodies inside. Loads of space in there. Let's see what I have in this one. I have a Reese's heart and 2 of these Ghirardelli hearts. And then I'll show you what I put in this one. Hey, Joanne. Hope you're going to get your kit soon. That was sent the day I talked to you. And this one, I have this Russell Stover heart marshmallow. This is pretty big, and it easily fits in this little clutch. Love the little handle. You can add a little bit of ribbon like I did here, and it makes a wonderful, wonderful little gift. All right, as always, with all of my projects, you can go to my blog after the live stream and pick up the PDF for this project. And all of my project PDFs are on there. You just can search on my blog for a specific project, and that blog post will have the PDF. So always there, hoping you guys can take advantage of those. Now, let's talk a little bit about the products I've been using for this Valentine's Day series. And I've been using product from the Country Floral Lane suite. And I have been enjoying it. It's just a fabulous, fabulous suite. But we are going to kind of be moving a little bit away from that to show you some of the great paper in the celebration. Okay, this is the celebration brochure, and these are some of the offerings that are available now through the end of February. And I am going to be using some of the paper. There's amazing papers in here. And the one I'm going to be using is, let's see, the Dandy Designs. And you're thinking to yourself, wow, that one's $100. Not $100. It's free with a $100 purchase. Well, the reason it is because it has 48 sheets in it. So let me show you my pack here. I've just really started to bust into it, but the colors in here are amazing, and just such great, great colors for into the spring and summer and beyond. Just lots of gorgeous, gorgeous colors. You know, they're always double-sided. And just very happy, happy little designs. We've got some little gingham or plaid, and then we've got some polka dots, we've got some stripes, we've got some checks. So it's just really, really, there's some stars you could use into the summer. It's just a great pack to have, and it will be hanging around for quite a while with having 48 sheets in there. So I wanted to share that with you, and tonight's I'm going to be using this paper instead of the paper from the suite. Now the two that I made as my samples are both using paper from the Country Floral Lane, which is perfectly fine and works beautifully, but I wanted to kind of bring in some of the celebration product, okay? I'm also going to be using a different stamp set just because I'm making the cute little embellishment here on the front. I love making this little oval here because it kind of acts as an opener, okay? And it's just a little minimal little embellishment because you really want to show off your little clutch. All right, so I'm going to be using this Happiness Abounds. This is from the larger catalog, and I like this one. The sentiments here all fit in that little oval. Okay, you can see here I used friend, and that fit perfectly in there. And then with the other one, I used wishing you all, no, I used you are wonderful in every way. And that, look how perfectly that fits right in that oval. So that's why I use that. Hello, Deb. Thanks for joining. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the oval punch. You get to punch the oval here, and then you get to punch the little scalloped oval that goes with it as well. So it's like a 2-for-1. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and put my punch over here. All right, remember that you always have the PDF to refer to, so you don't need to take any notes or anything. So just enjoy with a cup of coffee or something. Well, maybe not, if it's decaf. All right, what's also cool about this project is you start with a piece of paper that is 8.5 by 11. So no cutting involved, at least not at first. So you just bring in your 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. Now for this one, I'm going to be using the Balmy Blue. So pretty. Love this color. All right, let's grab this, and I'm going to go ahead and start doing some scoring. Now, with the 8.5 side up, or the short side, I'm going to score at 3/8, and that's just 3 little ticks from the edge, and 3/8 and 1 7/8, which is 1 tick before 2. Then I'm going to do the same thing again, turning it all the way around so that the opposite short side is at the top. And we're going to do it again. 3/8, 1 7/8. Okay, so that is the short side scoring. Okay, we're now going to turn paper clockwise so that we have the long side at the top now. And we're going to score at 1 3/4, 2 1/2, 5 1/4, 6 3/4, 9 1/2, 10 1/4. Now don't get excited. That's a lot of score lines, I know, but it's not a hard project. Now, we're going to go back to the short side again. We're going to turn clockwise again, okay? And you'll notice that you have a thicker panel up here at the top than you would at the bottom. See, the bottom has the 2 thinner panels. Top has the wider one there. That's what you want at the top. So if you do the turning clockwise, it will be working for you. Now we're going to go back and do another score, but it's just to make the pleats on the side of your box, just like here. Because if you have a nice scored pleat, then your box is going to fold nice and neatly. So on this side again, we're going to score at 1 1/8, and we're going to score down to the 3rd score line. So through 2, down to the 3rd score line right there. Let's see if I can bring it up. It's hard to see those score lines there. There we go. 3rd score line. That's at 1 and 1/8. And then at 7 3/8, we're going to do the same thing. Okay, down to the third score line there. Okay, and that's all the scoring. All right, once you get this, you will get the hang of it. Don't worry. Seems like a lot of scoring, but it comes together pretty nicely. All right, now I'm going to fold and crease all the score lines except those partial score lines that I created for the pleat on the side. We don't want to deal with those yet. That will be later. So I'm just going to work on all the other score lines, making sure that I am folding and giving them a good score, and fold and crease. Hope everybody's staying warm today. Went for a walk this morning and it was highly unpleasant, very windy. So I'm gonna have to rethink that one for tomorrow. So there we go. We have all our lines creased and we are ready to move on to our cutting now. All right, now let's go ahead and keep those thinner panels at the bottom. And we're gonna start our cutting there, okay? I'm gonna grab my scissors and we're going to cut on both of these right side vertical score lines. And we're gonna cut all the way through to the fourth score line, okay? That sounds like a lot, but hey, it's gonna work. So I'm gonna cut theirs through 2 horizontals, through 3, up to the 4th, okay? Now we're gonna do the same thing along this skinny edge, okay? Up, through 3 score lines to the 4th, okay? Then we're going to nip that piece off like that. We're gonna need this part here to put our box together. Then we're gonna cut off that bottom section, just keeping that square there to create our tab. And then we'll take a little bit of a wedge out on both sides there. There we go, that's good. All right, so that is our first side. We're gonna create the same exact thing using the same exact cutting on the left-hand side, all right? So let's start here. We're gonna cut up the vertical score line to the 4th score line, okay? Other vertical score line on the left, up through 3 horizontals to the 4th horizontal score line. We're gonna snip that like that. We're gonna, again, cut off the excess and just create our little tab there with the scissors. This is that square that was remaining. Okay, so there is the one end all finished. Okay, I'm gonna grab my circle punch and I'm going to punch and round these corners. Okay, now this circle punch is no longer available on Stampin' Up. I would recommend your local craft store or on Amazon. There's loads of circle punches. Corner rounders. That's what I'm coming up with. Corner rounders. So I'm rounded those 2 corners. Now let's flip it over to the other short edge. Okay, this is a little easier. On this side, you are just going to once again go in. Okay, you've got 2 full score lines and then you have your little short one that you made. You're going to go all the way in to the 3rd score here and you're going to cut up through 1 to the 2nd and then you're going to cut it off. Okay, up through 1 to the 2nd and cut that off. That one's not quite as complicated as the other. This is going to be the front of the box and this is going to be our flap coming on down. Okay, so let's go ahead and take our corner rounder one more time to our box. And we're going to round these as well. Okay, so there we go. That's all the cutting that we need to do for now. I'm going to put my scissors away, scraps away. All right, now usually during this point in my box construction, I like to put on my pieces of paper, my DSP, but I can't with this one because we need to do some work with the magnets. And those have to be put down before the paper, but the box has to be put together to know exactly where to put those. So we're gonna go ahead and put our box together. Okay, let's turn it over so that we're looking at the inside of our box. We're gonna fold up these two flaps and we're gonna go ahead and put some adhesive on these. I like to use the liquid adhesive on boxes just because it gives you a little bit of time to move the flaps around if you're not in the right spot, and it holds like crazy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, I want to make sure you can see this. I'm going to keep this folded back, and then I'm going to put the fold line at the base of the flap against the side of that next panel right above it. And just like that. Okay, and you can see how that's starting to create our box. Okay, same thing over here. Right in under the panel, just below it. Then I like to kind of put it down like this. Let me fold that back. I'm going to take a bone folder here and give this a good press to make sure these panels are going nowhere. All right, so there we go. That is the first step in construction. Okay, now we're going to have to put a little bit of glue on these tiny little tabs here. And then we're going to be able to fold up the front of the box. Don't need a lot. Okay, now I'm going to push down on the bottom and then just bring the side up and hold it for just a bit. Same thing over here. And I'm going to grab my bone folder again and just give that some nice pressure. And there you have it. How easy is that to put together? Now, this is when we are going to crease these score lines on the side. These are our pleats. We're just going to squeeze in, pushing with our finger until the top of our box makes that little triangle. Okay, how I made the triangle there, and that just allows it to be a nice clean pleat that we don't have weird looking folds. Then you're going to go ahead and take this end and tuck it inside the box, and that helps to maintain that triangle on the side. Okay, and now this is going to flop over on the front just like that. Okay, so now we have our box built. Now we have to go ahead and apply our magnets. Now I use these. I've had these linked on my blog, but if you need information for these magnets, please leave a message or go ahead and comment in this Facebook Live, and I'd be glad to give you the information. Okay, they are 1 millimeter by 8 millimeters, and they are craft magnets, and they are amazingly strong. So we're going to use 2 of these. One will be on the front of the box, and one will be on the lid to hold that. I can't even get them apart. That's how tight they stick. There we go. All right, there's 2 right there, and they come in this nice little plastic, so that's nice to have. That's from Amazon, of course. All right, now let's go ahead. We've got to keep them apart or they're going to just stick to each other all day. I'm going to grab a glue dot. I'm going to go ahead and put one of the glue dots onto, one of the magnets onto the glue dot there, and it sticks. Push it down, then you peel it off, and then you have your glue dot on the back of your magnet. You're going to close your flap, and you want to put your magnet right on the center of your flap. Now, you don't want it to be too close to the bottom of the flap, or when you lay your paper down, it's going to have trouble being flat underneath that flap. So make sure it's at least a ½ inch from the bottom, and that will be just fine. So there we have it. There it is. Now I'm going to open it back up, and I'm going to take my other magnet and just lay it down on the inside of the flap, and it sticks right to there. Okay? Then I'm going to grab my glue dots one more time, and I'm going to grab my pick tool. This time I'm going to grab it right off the strip, and I'm going to position it right on the back of the magnet. Okay? Then I just close the box carefully and do a little bit of a press down on the magnet here, and then that magnet will be positioned just where you need it to be. That is a cool trick. I don't know when I learned it, but it's just easier than trying to just judge where it might be. So now we have our dots on there, our magnets on there, and we're going to go ahead and now we can place our DSP. So let me look at my directions here just for a minute, and I want to make sure that I have the dimensions. Now I use the paper from the Amazing Dandy Designs. This is a freebie from Celebration. Isn't this so pretty? Love these colors together. This would be great for any kind of a summer thing, and you could also kind of use it for Father's Day and make it like it's a little briefcase, and he could have that for stick something yummy in there for Dad. Candy. What else do they like? Beef jerky. All right, so I have 2 panels that are sized at 4.5 by 2.5. These are for the front and the back. And this one is 4.5 by 1.5, and that is going to be for the flap that comes over. So let's open up first here. Well, let's do the back first. Okay, let's take one of our larger panels, and I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on there. And I'm just going to center that nicely on the back of my box. Isn't that so pretty? I love the little bit of mint macaron in there. It's hard to see on the video, but it's really pretty. And now I'm going to open this up, and we're going to place this one here. Okay? Now you want to make sure you have a good bit of glue above the magnet on your DSP, just so we know that it's going to close and seal around the magnet. You don't want to have a little bit of your paper sticking up because of the magnet there. So you want to make sure you've got a good bit of glue around that magnet. Now you can see it's not sticking out at all. And that's because it's not real close to the end either. All right, so let's close it on down. Oh, this is so adorable. This would be great for a baby gift too, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, I've got my wheels turning. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take my corner rounder one more time, and we're gonna round the bottom corners of the DSP for the flap. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead and apply some glue. Now remember, I wanna make sure I've got a good bit right there where the paper is going to be adhering to the box right under the magnet. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and place it right on the box, and then make sure I give a little extra pressure to the front here of the box. You're going to notice there will be a little bit of a spot where you can kind of see the magnet, but that's not going to be a big deal because we are going to go ahead and put a little embellishment over that. So there might be a little bit of a wrinkle on there because of where the magnet is placed, but it's going to go away once, not go away, but you won't be able to see it once you put your little embellishment on the front. So there we go. There is the little box. Now to make the handle, you're going to have a strip of the balmy blue cut at 3/4 by 6. And I'm going to grab my scoreboard, sorry, bang it in there. And I'm going to score at 1 inch from each end. So I'm going to score at 1 and at 5. Okay. This helps us make the fold so we can kind of curve the handle. Okay, now we're going to fold those in, and then I'm going to take my bone folder, and just like you do when you're curling ribbon, you can gently curl the paper. Okay, and then you are ready to put that onto your little box. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of the wet glue on each of those little 1-inch panels. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line it up right with the end of the box like that. And with the end of the box on this side. And push it down and hold it there for a minute. And that's how easy that little handle comes along. Isn't that cute? So cute. All right, so let's go ahead and make our little embellishment for the front of our box. All right, let's see. I'm going to make this one say best wishes. Okay, so I have my little best wishes. Again, this is from the Happiness Abounds stamp set, but you can use whatever stamp set you have. I'm sure you've got stamp sets with sentiments that will fit on that oval. I just love my little oval punch. Double oval punch, I think it's called. All right, I'm just taking a little bit of the Memento Black, and I'm just going to stamp the best wishes on the front. So this could be any kind of a gift. Okay, if you say best wishes, new baby, it could be a promotion, it could be birthday, you name it. Best wishes could take care of lots of different things. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slide my paper strip right into my punch, and just center it as best I can. And there we have that. Then we're going to take a little piece of the, let me cut this. We're going to take a little extra piece of the balmy blue, and we're going to bring that in here so that we can cut out our little scallop. Okay, now let's go ahead. We need just a little glue here. I'm going to turn my oval over. And that's going to go right on my scallop. So everything matches perfectly. You know how I am about that. Now, let's lay our box down here. And I'm going to grab some dimensionals. 2 is all you're going to need. And you're going to put them side by side with each other right over where the magnet is. Okay? Side by side. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to place this on the front of the box. You want to try and center it a little better than I did there so that the oval is halfway on, halfway off your flap, and somewhere close to centered where your handle is. Okay? And then you can just grab it here, open it up, and then you just open, and then you can put all your goodies in there. Isn't that so cute? It has so many uses. I just love this. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish it off with a little bow using some of this great new ribbon. And this actually is in the Country Floral Lane, okay? And it's kind of a tan, light brown, really pretty. It'll go nicely with the blue, okay? So I'm gonna take a nice big chunk of that, and I'm gonna tie it around one of the handles, okay? This is optional, whatever you wanna do. But I just like to add a little bit of something else sometimes. Sometimes I let it go and sometimes I add the ribbon. So it's really kind of whatever the occasion is and whoever the recipient is. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie a bow. Okay. There we go. Let's do a little schlussling. And then we're going to cut off the ends here. I like to cut them at kind of an angle. There we go. In the trash. And there we have it. There is our cute little paper clutch. Okay, so that is my tutorial for this evening. This is a great idea, a project you can put together pretty quickly, and you can put practically any kind of candy will fit in there. So this would be a great idea. You could also slide a gift card in there with the candy. So it's got so many great options. I am really liking this one for Father's Day with the plaid, kind of plaid, and the neutral bow. Really cute. It almost looks like a little briefcase. Not many guys carry briefcases to work anymore, but some still do. This is kind of those soft side briefcases. So maybe would be something great for a Father's Day gift. So that's it for this evening. This was the last tutorial for my Valentine's Day series. I hope you enjoyed that and you got some ideas. Hey, Bonnie. Hi, Mary. I just figured out what Anne was saying, that you were on with her as well. So, hi, Bonnie. Thanks. Glad you can make it. And Joanne jumping in. Hello. You can go back and watch. We made some cute paper clutches tonight that are really fun. Remember, this will be available on my blog very shortly. And I hope to see some of your projects. If you make them, don't forget to post them in my VIP page. Love when you do that. Deb is a great poster, so I'd like to see other people's as well. So everyone have a wonderful week. Seems like it's going to be a little cooler this week, so stay warm. And I will be back next week for some more projects using some of this new celebration product. So if you give a hoot about stamping, you might want to join me next week. That is a hint. So I hope you guys can join me next week. So take care, have a wonderful week, and keep on stamping. Bye now.